welcome to Calling Out Your Team. Before we get started here, as always, if you enjoy the content and you want to support the channel, feel free to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down in the description. Otherwise, on the video here in the corner, you can click on the logo as well. One of the trending things in the NFL this past week here, or into this week with the NFL Combine, the New York Giants GM was asked about the possibility of trading Saquon Barkley. He said that he's essentially open to everything, which kind of got media, reporters, a lot of people talking about what it would take to get rid of him, what they want in return, and then obviously some teams that would make sense. So the consensus that I've seen for Saquon Barkley, obviously, when the guy's healthy, I mean, he's a phenomenal running back. He's had the injury bug for the good part of his NFL career so far. And kind of the consensus that I've got, kind of looking around at different reporters and analysts, is that a third or fourth round pick is kind of the value that people are putting on Saquon Barkley. Now, obviously, this is a very low mark given that when he came into the league, he was a number 2 overall pick. But as I mentioned, being on the Giants, who haven't had a winning season and how long he's been injured, among other things, his values obviously declined. But for a team that is lacking in the running back room, going out and getting him, if he can stay healthy and be productive, giving up a third or fourth round pick for that could end up being a great move. Now, while there's countless teams who could be interested in him, there's 3 that really jump out to me that make the most sense. And I'll kind of go into each of them here. The 3 teams being the Cardinals, Jets, and Dolphins. Starting out with the Cardinals, obviously, I mean, for those who might be Cardinals fans, you're wondering, but they got James Conner and Chase Edmonds. While this is true, both are hitting free agency this offseason, which means there's a possibility that the team could lose both guys. While it makes sense that they would likely sign one and let the other walk, keeping both really wouldn't make a lot of sense for money reasons. Also, for the fact that both have dealt with their injuries over the past couple of years here. So inserting Barkley into the mix, letting one go could be a good fit. But also with Barkley being injury prone, this could put them right back at square one. And kind of how we saw the Cardinals season play out with injuries to D-Hop, again, running backs, Kyler Murray dealing with injury, J.J. Watt being out for a deal of time. This team, I mean, if they're healthy, who knows how far they would have went. But I guess we'll never know, and we'll see if the Cardinals decide to go after Barkley. The next team here that kind of makes sense to me, the New York Jets. I mean, not a lot to say here about the Jets aside from the fact that they need playmakers and depth all around throughout their whole team, really. I'd say maybe quarterback and receiver. They have a couple of receivers. I mean, they got Sims, Crowder, a couple other guys who are, I mean, good. So I'd say quarterback and receiver are kind of the 2 areas. You got Zach Wilson. He was hurt, didn't really, wasn't able to get a full season, so you want to see more of him. And then Mike White as well, him coming in when he did, played well at times, but also you could see that he still has a lot of developing to do. But as for the Jets running backs, they currently have Michael Carter and Tevin Coleman as their main 2 guys, which, like the Cardinals, the Jets also dealt with injuries to their running backs this past season. Both guys missed a handful of games throughout the year. Obviously, keeping Michael Carter, I mean, he was a rookie, so I think keeping him longer term makes the most sense. As for Tevin Coleman, who's now 28 years old, late in his career for a running back, I mean, 28 isn't very old compared to, I mean, some receivers, tackles, quarterbacks, things like that. But the running back position has a very short shelf life in the NFL. So Tevin Coleman, I would say, is well past his prime. So definitely keep Carter, get rid of Coleman, and maybe bringing in Barkley could be a good move. but yeah, like I said, kind of from the start with the Jets, they just need depth all around. And I think as well, Barkley's dad was a huge Jets fan growing up, and I think so was Barkley when he was younger. He's a Jets fan, so a little bit of a connection there that could possibly happen. And the last team, which honestly seems like it makes really the most sense for multiple reasons here, the Miami Dolphins. Um, One being that the Dolphins have an NFL best positive 60 million in cap space. So they could really go out and make some big moves this offseason. As for Barkley, obviously money would be no issue to go get him to bring him on to where Barkley's kind of shopping around. Oh, this team's not offering enough. If the Dolphins commit to him, I mean, obviously they're not going to make him the highest paid running back or probably even top five really, but again, money is no issue there. As for the running back they do have, Miles Gaskin, while he's shown potential and had good stints here and there, he is under contract for just one more season through the 2022 season here. So obviously long term, wonder if they keep him, they let him go, things like that. So obviously bringing in another vet running back could be a good move for them. And then the last part for the Dolphins here, new head coach Mike McDaniel coming over from a run heavy San Francisco offense. So you bring in Saquon Barkley, plug him into that offense. There's no doubt he would find ways to utilize him, different packages, things like that. Uh, I mean, out of these three teams, the Dolphins really makes the most sense. But I mean, there's probably 10 teams that would make sense to go after him. But yeah, these are kind of the three teams that make sense for Saquon Barkley. We'll see kind of in the coming weeks if they decide to move him, trade him, whatever's going to happen with him. So thanks for tuning in. Again, if you enjoy the content, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down in the corner, like, comment, check out all my other videos as well. And also going forward here, um, just kind of as a part of the content, feel free to put in the comments section, DM me on social medias, email me, things like that. Your sports questions about your favorite team or player or players or teams across all the major sports. And kind of going forward, as I get more questions, I will obviously give a shout out of who gave the question, answer it, and that'll be kind of a part of my content going forward here is kind of you guys determining what I talk about in some cases. So again, feel free to reach out, drop any questions you have about your favorite team or player. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, and see you guys next time.